All right, today we're going to build something really cool, a fully automated deployment pipeline. We're going to see how two of the biggest tools in the cloud-native world can completely change the game for how you ship your code. Let's dive in.
You know the feeling, right? You're stuck. Your deployments are slow, they're inconsistent, and let's be honest, they're just asking for human error. It's like being in a massive traffic jam that's stopping your amazing code from actually getting to your users. But what if? What if we could just build a superhighway and automate that entire trip?
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the why, then meet our key technologies. After that, we'll break down the pipeline step by step, cover some essential pro tips, and wrap up with the ultimate payoff.
Okay, so let's start with the big question. Why even go through the trouble of setting all this up? Well, it's really about a fundamental shift in how we work, getting away from the chaos and unpredictability of manual tasks and moving to the smooth, predictable world of automation.
I mean, this is the goal right here. We're not just, running a few scripts. We're building an automated digital factory for our code. And with a factory like this, every single deployment is consistent. Your release cycles get so much faster, and you get all that time back from doing boring manual tasks. Plus, since it's all built into GitHub, you can see exactly what's happening when it's happening.
So what tools actually make all this magic happen? Well, it really comes down to this incredible cloud-native power couple. They work together brilliantly. Let's meet them.
First up, we've got Azure Kubernetes Service, or AKS. The best way to think about it is like a managed orchestra for your app. It takes all your different containerized services and just conducts them. It handles all the managing, the scaling, and makes sure everything plays together in perfect harmony so you don't have to worry about the crazy complex infrastructure underneath. And its partner in crime is GitHub Actions. So if AKS is the orchestra, think of GitHub Actions as your code's automated butler. It lives right there in your repository, and it's always listening. The second you push new code, it just springs into action, running every single command you've defined to get that code built, tested, and deployed.
Now that we've met the players, let's pop the hood on our digital factory. It's time to see how the assembly line really works, from start to finish.
The whole thing is actually a really clean 5-step process. So first, our butler, GitHub Actions, grabs the latest code. Then it packages that code up into a standard Docker container. After that, it pushes that container to a secure library, the Azure Container Registry. Step 4, it securely logs into our orchestra, AKS. And finally, it tells AKS to roll out the new version. That's it, from a code push to a live app in 5 fully automated steps. Okay, but how does all this happen securely? Well, the whole pipeline runs on trust. GitHub Actions needs credentials, which we store as secrets, to get permission to talk to all these Azure services. You can think of these secrets as digital keys. You've got one set of keys for the container registry to push and pull images, and another key, the kubeconfig, to get into the Kubernetes cluster itself. This is the magic that lets the whole system work seamlessly without anyone having to manually log in.
All right, so we know how it works in theory, but you and I both know the real world can be a bit messy. How do we make sure our pipeline is tough enough for production? Let's go over a few pro tips.
This is awesome because it shows you exactly how the best practices prevent the most common headaches. For example, want to avoid frustrating image pull failures? Easy. Use unique commit IDs to tag your container images. Worried about authentication errors? Just make sure you separate your dev, staging, and prod environments and keep those secrets locked down. And to keep apps from stepping on each other's toes, use namespaces in AKS. Seriously, following the do's is the absolute best way to avoid the don'ts.
Okay, we've been deep in the weeds with the technical details, so let's zoom back out to the 30,000-foot view. What's the real payoff for doing all this work? Why does this really matter?
And here it is. Look, the biggest slice of the pie is speed. Faster deployments mean you're delivering value to your users faster. Simple as that. But it's not just about speed. It's also about reliability, because the process is the same every single time. And that in turn makes your developers way more productive and cuts down on all that manual operational work. It is a win-win-win.
I love this quote because it just gets to the absolute heart of it. Yeah, automation is the tool we're using, but the real goals, they're confidence, consistency, and the ability to just keep making your apps better without being afraid that you're going to break something.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. When your team pushes new code, what's the feeling in the room? Is it stress or is it confidence? Because with a pipeline like this, it really can be, and it should be, confidence. Thanks for watching.